Hey, y'all. So excited to be here using StreamYard for the first time. Shout out to Gary Vee for introducing us. If you are watching on social media, take a screenshot and post it on your wall. Just let people know that we're here, what we're doing. And if you want to get in here and ask a question, my team will tell you how to do that. It's not too late to get the link to the StreamYard. Who we got first? Shrikala Chandradas. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How do you say your name?
Shafeli.
Shafeli. So nice to see you after all today.
Yes.
Welcome. Welcome.
Yes, I was so looking forward to meet with you today, but I missed the call.
We'll reschedule, don't worry. Yeah. But so here we are right now. What question can we explore today? I read your question actually, but just say it out loud so we're all on the same page.
Yeah. So I started my business a year ago, and
congratulations.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. And I did my website myself, and I also like to write it myself and stuff like that. But I really get lost in the words, and especially to find a connection with the ones I want to serve. So I have one client, and yes, but we go way back. She's like a sister to me, so we talk easily. And yeah, I don't know how to describe really on point what I mean without getting too spiritual and getting into those words that can mean lots of things but doesn't pinpoint what I mean.
Yeah, this is a common challenge, I will say, in a couple of ways. One, for entrepreneurs in general, like finding the sweet spot of language is itself a craft and an art, and it may or may not be your mastery. But in addition, when you're doing spiritual transformational work, it's normal what you're describing. Like the whole point of the work that you do in many ways is sort of transcending words. Right. I had a session yesterday with one of my spiritual mentors right now. And he was like, so how was that for you? And I was like, right. Like I have lots of words. Words do not come in shortage for me. I have an abundance of words, but in that moment I didn't have, words were insufficient. So I just want to name that to kind of validate the challenge so that you don't feel like there's something wrong. There's nothing wrong. You're working with something that you'll work with your entire business, and to just have fun, like get to know the partner, the collaborator that is language when it comes to your work.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. But the second thing that is underneath what you're saying is, I think you may not be aware of, which is why do you want these words in the first place? What's the objective? If you had the right words, what would happen?
Good question. I'm looking for words that really press a button. And really, for me, if I read something, there's just one word or a phrase or a sequence of phrases that really like get me and really tune in my intuition. And I know I have to be there. And I'm looking for that same kind of code or something.
Why? If you had that, what would you then have as a result?
Actually, I'm looking for the bridge between the other person and me. It's about a connection, I think, because I wrote the question and I start, of course, thinking and feeling what was underneath the question. But I think it's really about making a connection with the other person and speaking the same language.
So when you're like right now, do you feel like we have a connection?
Yes.
Are you being incredibly self-conscious about the words that you're using?
No, not really.
So what's the difference?
Nothing. It isn't. No, so it's, yeah, I see what you mean.
Say it in words.
I think the connection is already there, and I think it's a vibration, a feeling, an intuition, all the things that don't need any words.
That's right.
At all.
So again, what I said first, I hold. Okay, continue to. It keeps coming up to me like any relationship, like almost like a lover that you're going to continue to explore. Like in the bedroom, it's not a one and done thing. You don't come up with one way of doing it, and then that's the way you do it forever. It's always emerging, always improvising, always you're finding the new edge of how can you take the connection deeper from your own self-expression and in meeting the other person. So it's easier, I think, for most people to do that in real time when the other person is there responding. And so part of the challenge that you're talking about with marketing or copywriting of any kind is that you're writing to someone that you can't see in real time. So that's a real challenge, but it's like solvable problem. The more important thing for you is to focus on moment to moment. Are you doing what you can to speak truth? Are you obstructing the transmission that you hold, or are you letting it open? When it's open, you got to trust that that's doing the work for you. You could say all the wrong words, but if the transmission is on point, the people that are meant for you will show up.
All right, that's a good one. Yeah, because I think so. If you use words like speaking your truth, or living from your truth, or letting go, or receiving. It's such big. But I think the people who my service is for will get it. I think so.
So tell us right now, who do you want to work with?
I love to work with ambitious change makers, entrepreneurs, leaders, bold leaders, and pioneers in their field, and who are really committed to make a change or to live from their true nature, and are really looking forward to making that change, and also be that change in the world, and also be curious about what the connection is and how far it can go.
So your work is there's really three parts: thinking about and working on and continuing to develop your own mastery in expressing your own truth. You're again cultivating the purity keeps coming up, but I don't mean in like a religious way, but just like the cleanness, the straightforwardness of your transmission, which I can feel already that you know what that means. The second part is really getting interested in the archetype of this person that you just described. Where do they hang out? What kind of things do they read? What words light them up? They may be the same words that light you up, either to hear or to say, or they may be different. And you want to it's another person that you're thinking about. So they may be different than you.
Yeah. Right? Because that's for me the hardest part, to get into their heads. And I did a lot of research on the internet. What are people saying? And and sometimes it's a little bit repeating what everybody is saying, and I
that's fine.
Try to find a match.
It's fine. Repeat. We're all saying the same thing. It's the same teaching. It's the same truth. Focus again on the clarity, the poignancy, the potency, the depth of your transmission. Don't worry if you're saying new words. There's only so many words for transformation. There's only so many words for empowerment. Like, trust, it's not the thing that you're doing. It's not actually about the words. The words are for fun. The words are for play. And keep that curiosity that you have. So that's step one. Step two is keeping the curiosity that you have and going deeper into understanding who this person is that you want to work with, who this change maker wants to hire.
Yeah.
Who are they drawn to? What words are they drawn to? What colors are they drawn to? What images are they drawn to? What kind of platform on social media, whatever, do they pay attention to? And you pay attention to that, not more than, equal to. And then you start to build the relationship. This is what I call the business archetype. It's not just about you. It's not just about them. It is about both of that. And it's about the relationship, the archetype of the relationship between the two.
Writing it down. All right.
So chew on that. And I know you're on the other side of the world, but if you can come tomorrow and Saturday to this retreat, even though it's late, I would say absolutely, like, I'm already clear that will be a great fit for you. So if you have any more questions about that, if you want to dive in, just let me know.
For the retreat. So I have to ask you on an email or something, or
let's email about it.
Okay,
we can talk about that more. But I think that's a good, if you can make the logistics work, I think that's a great way for us to keep.
Because that's what I was in my bed at 12. Sorry.
Not at all.
All right. Cool.
Thanks so much for being here, Shefali. It's wonderful to see your face.
Yes, and thank you for letting me join in this way. Yes. Thank you very, very much.
My honor, my pleasure.
All right.
See you soon.
See you soon. Yes.
All right, moving fast. Megan, do we have you there? If not, we'll go to the next person. There she is.
I'm here, but I'm just listening right now.
Okay, great. So Shri, who's got the next question?
Hi.
Hello, Alexandra.
I didn't know if I could join because I'm traveling, but okay. So my question is, I had a freelance online ESL business, and my income went pretty low during the pandemic, but I wanted to close this anyway. And 1 week after the lockdown, I got my immigration to move to Belgium. So I started feeling like just super ready for that. And I didn't want to do anything with taking money from pandemic relief. Like, because I was like, oh, I'm going there. Like, I don't need to, and so, but I didn't really have a lot of ground. I haven't had a lot of ground since this started because a lot of reasons. But so I had to take a loan out. And it's fine. Everything's fine. I feel fine about taking the loan. But I in the interview, they said, okay, so are you going to apply for pandemic relief as a freelancer? And I've had a lot of resistance because I told you last week I launched my Patreon. I haven't made a ton of sales yet, but I just really want to do that. I want that energy more than I want the energy of the
What does
relief.
that have to do with asking? Oh, I see.
The energy is the money. So right now I feel like, am I just resisting this for some ego? And I wanted to talk about
definitely.
it. Okay.
Here's how I know. You ready?
I'm going to mute it so that you don't hear all this, but listen. Is that okay?
Yeah. So here's how I know that this is ego. I wouldn't have used that word, but since you said it, I'll run with that. If it was just about the energetics of the money, you would be making money. So the fact that you're not making money from either direction means that it's not about the direction, it's about the money. You have a resistance about bringing in the money, about receiving the money, about allowing the money to come in.
Okay. All right. So the other thing is, because I've been a digital nomad, I've been like, where do I apply? What state do I live in? Because anyway, so this is another resistance. I just need to just choose, and on paper, this is
Do you
where
pay
I
your
am.
taxes?
Even though, say it again.
Do you pay taxes?
This month, I have to file my taxes, and I was going to do it in Pennsylvania because but I don't have an address in Pennsylvania. Like, I don't have a real address.
This is a solvable problem. When you make the decision that you're going to pay your taxes, that you want to apply for disaster relief, whatever, you're going to figure out what address to use.
Yes. Okay.
And you're learning some things about what you want to put in place for the future. Right? So like now you've had this experience. It's like, oh, next time something, like shit hits the fan, I want to be able to not have to get caught in the weeds of just this like basic logistics of where do I call home? Get a PO box. It's not a big deal.
I mean, I got one, but I got it in New Jersey. But whatever. It's just because I'm in New Jersey. Like, I'm not in PA. But okay. I'm going to do the retreat tomorrow. Will you have breaks during it?
Yes, we'll have breaks. I think you could probably like file some kind of complaint if I kept you on Zoom nonstop for 7 hours. Yes, we'll have breaks. I'm so glad that you're doing that. That's going to be great. Great for you. Really good.
All right.
Thanks for coming on, Alexandra. I'll see you tomorrow. I actually heard someone yesterday say that their lens on the loan relief, all of the funding that's paying for small business loans and disaster loan, anything that's happening during the pandemic, it's tax money. So if you've paid your taxes, it's your money. That might make it easier to receive it. Just part of where the waterfall is flowing, the waterfall of the economy.
Why am I there?
Yeah. Did you have a question, Jackie? You're welcome to ask.
Hi, I don't know that I do.
Okay, great. See you next time.
See you next time.
All right, amazing. Guys, fantastic job. We're going to cut this short today. I like this platform too. I think that we're just like getting used to it. So we'll be back on StreamYard next Thursday. So anybody who has questions, you can bring them then. Enjoy. And if you do not already know, there is a 2-day retreat, virtual on Zoom, starting tomorrow. Money mindset and meditation. I've done this retreat in one way or another. This is about the 10th time that I've done it, but this is the second time that we've done it virtually, and it's going to be phenomenal. And I will walk you through the experiential version of the 6-step framework that I teach, that I used myself to go from being a math teacher to being a 7-figure business owner. Participants have left this 2-day retreat and immediately created their first $8,000 client. Multiple clients have left and created their first $20,000 or $30,000 month. I even had one client leave and create her first $100,000 in 2 weeks. So it's very impactful. It's very deep work. It's a combination of spiritual, practical, and entrepreneurial. So I invite you to come. It's not too late. If you want to register, we will put the link in the chat, and I would love to see you there. I'd be honored. Otherwise, we will see you guys next week. Enjoy. Be well.